What's up everyone, and welcome back to another video. A couple weeks ago, I shared another video where I shared the basic ins and outs you should know to develop a professional LinkedIn profile. I'd highly encourage you to check out that video, which I'll link in the bio below, because I've shared different advice over there as well. Since that was a pretty foundational video and there's so much more to it, I'll be sharing my top 5 tips to have a standout profile regardless of what you are looking for. LinkedIn is such a great way to make connections with others in different professions, chat with colleagues, learn about different companies, and complete certifications as well. With nearly 2 users joining every second, it's important to have a profile that attracts who you are looking for to get ahead in your professional trajectory. So before getting into it, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to help out the channel, and let's talk about the 5 tips to have a knockout LinkedIn profile. So now that we're familiar with the basics of LinkedIn, we need to maximize our resources to optimize our potential. So the first tip I'll be sharing with you today is to have a visually appealing LinkedIn profile. I know this sounds so basic and broad, but the profile section is where other people are introduced to you. Who are you? What do you bring to the table? And why should we connect or reach out to you for recruitment? What I recommend doing is changing the background to an image that relates to who you are, what you enjoy. It could be something more tech and science related if that's what your background is, to even something that corresponds to your passions or hobbies. But do remember that this is a professional platform, so steer clear of those traditional photos you might have shared on your other social media platforms. Your profile photo is also just as important, if not more. Make sure it's well lit and centered. This is likely to be the only photo of yourself on your profile, so make sure it counts. If you can get a professional headshot where you're dressed appropriately as opposed to a photo from your last vacation, shirtless and in swim trunks, I highly encourage that. Near your profile, you'll also have sections where you can share your title or current position, as well as your contact information. This is helpful for recruiters to come across your profile if they're only looking for applicants in a certain region. Beyond the header section of your LinkedIn profile though, I'd highly encourage utilizing the featured section to your advantage. Showcase your project reports, links, or anything that might showcase who you are and what you've done. Even if you don't think there's nothing for you to share, well, you're actually wrong. It never hurts to upload your resume. This way, recruiters can skim your profile, and if they're interested, take a look at your resume as well as learn even more about you, or forward that resume on your profile to the talent acquisition team for them to touch base with you again. But aside from that, on the top you'll also see an Open To tab, which leads me into my second tip. In the Open To section, you'll have the ability to opt in and say that you are open to networking. This is a great way to let recruiters know that you're interested in new positions, as well as for you to reach out to them and establish a connection. Now, there are 2 modes behind this. You can either select Open to all LinkedIn members, or people using LinkedIn Recruiter. Saying that you're open to all LinkedIn members establishes a banner below your profile name, indicating to others that you're looking for new opportunities, whereas LinkedIn Recruiter only signals recruiters to reach out to you when there is an opening. Being open to making new connections or to having new opportunities come your way is nice, especially with how your lives are changing so quickly. So the third tip that I have goes along with what I mentioned in my first tip, and that's to have a well-structured and completed profile. You don't want to leave any section empty, and you always want to share information that could improve your chances of building your network or landing your next position. Fun fact for you guys, did you know that about 40% of recruiters are interested in reaching out to you based on what you've shared in your volunteer experience section? Something that you not think relates to that position might end up being the reason why you heard from them in the first place. Go through each section of your LinkedIn profile and update accordingly. In your About section, talk about who you are and what you hope to accomplish professionally, as well as with others on LinkedIn. Share your experiences in the Experience section. Unlike your resume, you won't need to tailor your experiences here. Instead, talk about what you did at each and share the outcome. So from what I've noticed, there tends to be 2 schools of thought when it comes to sharing your experiences. Some people believe in writing 3 to 5 sentences per experience, talking about what you did and your conclusions. I personally don't like this, and I prefer seeing 2 to 4 bullet points instead. Again, personally, I think that nobody likes reading more than they don't need to, and bullets get straight to the point. Using first person, quantify your experiences and share the numbers in this section. Remember, numbers stand out from words, and you want to stand out as well. A bonus tip I'll share with you guys is the licenses and credentials section. If you have LinkedIn Premium, you'll receive access to LinkedIn courses ranging from hundreds of different topics. After completing the module and passing the exam, you'll receive a certification showing how well you did to others. Obviously, this is something that would look good if added to your profile, but it's not a make or break, at least I don't think. I'd highly recommend trying LinkedIn Premium's 1-month free trial after several months of navigating through what you're already familiar with. Premium has different and additional bells and whistles, so you don't want to get too overwhelmed with too much content. Going into the fourth tip of having a successful LinkedIn profile is editing your LinkedIn URL. At the top of your profile, you'll notice a pencil icon near the bottom right side of your background photo. Once you click that and scroll to the bottom, you'll see another pencil icon. There, you'll be taken to edit your public profile settings and edit your custom URL. This is helpful for when you share your LinkedIn on your resume. It allows recruiters quick access to come across your profile and to avoid that jargon that LinkedIn naturally develops for you. A clean URL also shows recruiters because those will mainly be the people who notice that you are attentive to details and will go that extra mile to make sure your profile is well polished for them and others to view. Now, once you have all this down, you're likely wanting to make connections and develop your professional social circle on LinkedIn. So this leads me to my fifth and final tip to having a successful LinkedIn profile and experience. When you're going to connect with others, you can click the blue connect button, which pops up a message. If you're confident that they'll connect, feel free to click the connect and that's that. But if there's a reason why you're wanting to connect with that individual, feel free to add a note and write a brief message explaining who you are and why you'd like to connect with them in particular. Maybe they're in a position or company that you're interested in learning more about. Did you know that adding a note can increase your chances of connecting with that individual by over 52%? So having the right message when connecting matters. If you'd like to learn how to network via LinkedIn, more specifically, when it comes to connecting with others, I've made another video on my networking series where I go into the significant depth on how to make these connections. So as a quick recap, the 5 tips to have a successful LinkedIn profile is to make sure your profile is visually pleasing to whomever comes across it, notify others if you're open to networking, complete all sections of your profile to give a well-rounded presentation, customize your LinkedIn URL, and add a note when making connections on LinkedIn if necessary. There is so much more that you can do on LinkedIn, but if you do want to learn something in particular, be sure to let me know in the comments below and I'll happily make another video on that. So with that being said, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you found this video helpful. I upload videos twice a week on Mondays and Wednesdays, so be sure to subscribe to not miss out. If you're looking for more mentorship when it comes to navigating the recruitment process, like resume edits or cover letter reviews and so on, then be sure to visit my website, ryanroffe.com, and use the promo codes that I've linked in my bio below for my products and services. As always, thanks. Until next time.